Breaker, breaker, 59er, 59er. You read me? You read me? Oh, hey guys. Z3KO Trinity. No, 59er, 69er. Guys, Z3KO Trinity here, and today's video is about as fake as these headphones were. Today's video, I'm going to be doing a fake review on Gignic Nefestes Erscats. Stephen King's Firestarter. Now, old Stephen King here was a little high on acid when he wrote this book. He must have been. Because even I had heartburn from reading this. I was like, man, what's this in my chest? Like, the more I read, the more my chest burned. Stephen King is the Firestarter. What this nice little book is about. It starts off with a girl and her father. They're both in this... No, wait, never mind. Not the girl. Sorry. I'm getting way too ahead of myself. It starts with the father and the mom. And they're both volunteering at this homeless shelter. They give out soup to homeless people. Well, one day, this corporate company comes in called Validus. And they come in and they're like, hey, we would like to do experiments on these homeless people. Would anybody would like to volunteer? And it was all like the Hunger Games. All the homeless people were standing out there, you know, and just all kinds of weird stuff. And the main guy, George, he was like, I volunteer. Because they were going to draw names out of the hat. But he said, no, I'll volunteer. Take me instead. So him and his wife go, and they have this experiment. And nothing affects him. Like, they said that his testicles would catch on fire. It also had side effects like gonorrhea, diarrhea, heartburn, acid reflux. You know, he would grow a second testicle. He would grow a second eyeball. You know, because he had only one eyeball. But, you know, the normal stuff when you do experiments like that. But what they didn't tell him is he would soon give birth to the spawn of Satan, named Charlie. Which, he does the drug, and all is calm, all is well. But it ends up, like, affecting his wife. Like, when they later went to have sex, he found out that, well, she had a penis as well. And he was like, oh me, oh my. But he still loved her, he still did her, and they ended up having a beautiful baby girl named Charlie. He went ahead and named her Charlie because he thought she would inherit her mom's wiener. But he just went ahead and named her Charlie, and he's like, oh, she didn't have the wiener. I guess I gotta stick with it. But anyway, the mom passes away. She dies of AIDS. And they grow older. She's still kind of like a kid. And the company Validus learned that she inherited this ability to be able to start fires with her eyeballs. Like Superman. Like, they would catch on fire. So this company Validus is basically going to hunt them down and try to kidnap the girl. So the dad's like, we gotta hide. So through the whole book, they're on the run from this company. They end up in Switzerland, where the dad runs into this old man who is also a fire starter. And so he tells him, hey, did your parents do the drug too? And he's like, nah, man, I was just born this way. So he explains to them the chi of the Firestarter, and He has her do long training, meditation. He teaches her the ways of the fire. And she ends up becoming this kung fu master that can breathe fire. And they're like, oh God, it burns, burns. And then she punches him in the titty, the fatal blows. But the company chases after her, and they finally get a hold of her. After she done, throat punches a few, breathes fire on the balls. It's an all-out war. It's all-out chaos by this much of the book. And then comes the weird part. After they capture her, it's said that the father had signed a waiver back all those years ago that if he was to have a kid who somehow gained the ability of fire, that they has to give it to them. And he's like, I didn't know that. I didn't read it. Who reads the agreements? But he did sign it, and so he had to give his daughter up. The company, they pay him his money, and he goes on his merry old way. And all of a sudden, he has a change of heart later on, and a little acid reflux. And so he comes back, and he's like, hey guys, I was under the influence of your drug when I signed that paper. I was kind of intoxicated. So it's non-valid. And they're like, bullshit. So they just, verbally argued back and forth. But he ended up getting his lawyer and ended up getting his daughter back. But the book has a super, super crazy ending. It turns out that she is the sister of Carrie. Now, Carrie is Stephen King's first book he ever wrote. So I was like, how is she related to a book? But, it turns out she had the same kind of telekinetic power connected to her, only she could start fire. So if she would have been there at the prom, she probably would have just burned everybody. But, as I kept reading it, I kept getting heartburn. And I was like, Stephen King, you are the Firestarter. But, no, at the very, very end, the old man returns. He's all dressed up like AC/DC in, like, a schoolboy uniform. And he comes in and goes, Validus, you leave those little girls alone! And, he comes in, he dives down, kicks one of them squat in the face. They're doing this whole big fight scene. The girl pops in, nut punches each one by one. Huge fight. And all of a sudden, this real big, beefy guy comes walking in. Kind of looks like me. He comes walking in, and he starts breathing ice. And they're like, oh shit, it's the ice starter. And then he comes in and it's like, and then the girl breathes fire, so, and they're just back and forth blowing each other, and it is just utter chaos. Then all of a sudden, this girl comes in, says, I will save you, Charlie, and she raises plants. She's a plant starter. She raises these plants up, and it grabs the ice guy by the nipples. He's all like, eh! And she's like snapping people's necks with her branches, and just, it was such a wild ride. I couldn't put it down. I was like, It was like glued to my hand. I had to go to work like this. Hey, how are y'all doing today? Can I take your order? You want paper or plastic with that? Hold on. Let me get your burger. Here, reach in the book and grab your burger. But I just could not put this book down. So, then all of a sudden, the Earth Starter came in, and he came up, and he, said, hey man, what's with the fight? What's with the fighting? And, nobody wanted to listen to him, so he pulled out the big guns. He got his baby brother to come in. Baby brother. His baby brother walks in, and he holds his hands up like this. Then all of a sudden, everyone just felt peaceful. Everybody felt calm. Everybody was collected. He was the peace starter. And the book ends with Charlie letting this big old fart. It's the biggest fart you'll ever hear in your life. It took 10 pages to stop that fart. She was like, and it burned the entire building down. It was one of those big flaming farts that just rips you a new asshole. You're just like, God. You know the kind. After burrito nights, woo! But yeah, she burns them all, including her father. And then he has to put on this metallic black suit. And he walks out and he's like, Charlie, I am your father. She's like, no, keep it true. And he's all like, yes, it's true. And so the book ends with her going back to her father. They all walk into the sunset. All is calm. All is good. Until a truck runs them over. I know, I didn't see it coming either. I was like, and just wipes them both out. The wheels caught on fire, but that's to be expected. But, yeah, this was a really, really great book. It was so good, it made me a fire starter. I went and burned my neighbor's house down. It was so good. It was such a good book. But, yeah, I give it a 4 out of 10. It was pretty decent. But, yeah, that's my fake review for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. 59 or 65er. But, yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Please let me know if you liked this review. If you did not, please let me know as well. And I will go, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, thank you guys so much for enjoying these videos. I hope to do another fake review soon. Comment below what book you would like me to do a fake review on. And until then, I'm Z3KO Trinity, and I guess